Hello and good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, smart women. What a weekend, huh? What a weekend. So today marks the Monday after graduation of Lighthouse 1. And this morning I was, sitting here. Actually, I'm really just cleaning up a lot of things that get to be cleaned up for this week and things as things move forward. Actually, let my team know that I'm going live. Hang on one second. Good morning. Hi, Brenda. I think that's you. Where's my team here? Okay. I am live. Come join me. Good morning. So yes, what a weekend. Brenda was in the room, stewarding, staffing, coaching this gorgeous team of powerful, open individuals, really everybody from a different walk of life. And without giving too much of it away, because we never want to give things away from the training room, one of the biggest things that I noticed was the power of being open to what is possible. And what I've noticed about being human, this is my human experience, is that I often shut myself down, good morning, Dawn, from experiencing another lens, from experiencing another interpretation, from experiencing another perspective, another way to look at it. And this morning it just dawned on me. And it's like, that is the way, when we talk about getting out of your way, getting out of your own way, and you're like, but how? How do I get out of my own way? You view it from another possibility. But what is possible? And what is possible? And what else is available here? Okay, so I want to just take it to this thought of personal self-development, because I know many of you are on this road to expanding and being the greatest versions of yourself. And so when we step into this and we're like, man, I just want to be awesome. Hey, good morning, Josh. We're like, hey, I really want to be extraordinary. I want to make the most out of this life. God's like, okay, cool. Here's an opportunity. Let's go. And you're like, I don't have time. God's like, okay. And you carry on busying yourself. Next thing comes along and you're like, oh yeah, and I'm doing this and I'm reading this book and God, and you're praying, God, bring me this and bring me that, and I want an abundance, and I really want to be wealthy, and I feel like I'm managing my time now, but now I really want to work on my finances, and God, bring me money. And it's like, okay, great. Here's an opportunity to become a coach. Here's an opportunity to set up a coaching business and to make a huge impact in the world. I don't know if I'm qualified for that. Cue imposter syndrome, cue limiting beliefs, cue all of the things that may get in the way from you starting your online coaching business or your consulting company or a business even in general. When we step into the entrepreneurial world, we become automatic leaders. People look to us. Okay, and then here's another example. Oh man, okay, God, I'm waking up, I'm feeling more inspired, I'm hitting my Peloton in the morning, I'm doing really well. And I want to release, maybe this is true for you, 30 pounds or 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 100 pounds, or I want to cure my cancer. I feel like this is possible. And it's like, okay, great. Here's a coach that you can hire who's going to show you how to do that. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust that person. I don't know if it's even possible. The doctor said I have 18 months to live. I've been this weight my entire life. Whatever it is that you're coming up against, if you want to truly know how to get out of your own way, how to create extraordinary wealth, extraordinary health, extraordinary relationships and love in your life, here's how you do it. Are you ready for this? Every single time you find yourself in, I don't know. And I did a reel on this. It's a really funny reel, but anyway, that's what's popping up into my head right now. But here's the question you want to ask yourself. Okay, so I'm coming up against it's going to be one of these things. Your limiting beliefs, time, money, someone told you that you couldn't, imposter syndrome, whatever kind of fear. Ultimately fear. Fear of not having enough time, fear of not having enough resources, or fear of not having enough self-confidence. Okay, that's what's generally going to show up in your life. Here's the power of the notice moment. Notice that that's coming up for you. So that's the first step, is to notice. That's what being awake is all about. Noticing what's not working in your life. Okay, so I notice I'm busying myself. Okay, so I notice I'm overwhelmed. I notice that I'm beating myself up. I'm in self-judgment. I'm in self-doubt. And then insert this question. What else is possible? And I share this question with you because it has changed my life, and I watched it transform 29 other individual lives this weekend. To be able to say, okay, I see that. What else is possible? And here's the deal. It actually takes you to be able to step into a training room like these students stepped into the training room this weekend, to choose to step into the training room, to say, okay, they manage their time, they manage their resources, they manage their people around them, they manage the spirits that are attacking them, they manage all of this, and then day one comes and life transforms before their eyes, and they're given a new interpretation, a new perspective, an awakening of life and God and Holy Spirit and what's possible, all because they were a yes. So my intention today is for you to stop and pause and notice where you're being a no in your life. Because I'll tell you what, 4 years ago, I almost missed my chance, my opportunity that God was presenting to me to step into a similar training room. Different, but similar processes. I almost said no. I had all the things that everybody else gets. But what if they don't like me? What if I'm rejected? What if what if I don't understand? What if I'm not smart enough? That comes up for me. That really, really strongly used to come up for me. What if I'm not smart enough? What if I don't get the training? What if people laugh at me? What if they judge me? Okay, maybe for you it's, like I said, again, it's time. It's trust. Really, trust is such a huge component, as if you were in the training room this weekend, you saw. And then that's happening more and more and more and more out there in the world, just people in this barrier that we've created around trust. And I get it. I really do. I understand this breakdown that we're having and being able to trust anyone or anything or ourselves for that matter. I understand that. And just because you can understand it and just because you can justify it doesn't mean that there's not another possibility. In fact, maybe 2 or 3 more possibilities. So what's possible? Now, what's possible for these students as they stepped into the room? It's possible that being afraid is okay. It's possible that not knowing the answer is okay. It's possible that you may see something that other people don't see. It is also possible that people may be seeing something that you don't see. It's called a blind spot. And there is nothing more powerful than having people in your life that say, I'm just noticing something that I don't think you're noticing, because I know you're powerful. I know you're generous. I know you're loving. I know you're connected. I know you're joyful, and how you're showing up doesn't exemplify that. And so there's an incongruency here, and I see what's not working. And so let me share that with you. Let me share with you what's not working and support you in seeing another interpretation so that you can be the greatest version of yourself. Now, why anyone would say no to that opportunity on paper sounds crazy. Of course you want to know what you're not seeing, right? Don't you? I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know what we don't know. There's the things in life that we know that we know. Maybe you're great at math. Maybe you have this knack for spreadsheets. You're like, no, I know that if I have a spreadsheet, if I have an equation, I can work anything out. You know that you know that. Then there's the things that you don't know, or that you don't know. You're like, no, I am a horrible cook. There is no way if I put something in the oven, it is coming out looking edible. Oh, excuse me. Right? And so the third part of this is there's the things that you don't know that you don't know. And so my invitation today is that if you are finding yourself in any of the no's of life, and the no's can be anything, again, from a no to self-love, a no to, like, if you find yourself beating yourself up every day, if you find yourself feeling this need for other people to validate you, or you don't trust your voice, or you know you have this calling on your life, but you're like, I don't know how to do it, and you're wrapped up in the spirit of confusion. Or maybe you're, again, overweight and you want to lose this weight. You know it will create freedom in your life, but there's something in the way. Somewhere in your life, you're being a no. You are being the stop. And so the trick is, the tool that I'm giving you today that I really hope you're picking up on is that after you've noticed that you're being a no, the next question to ask yourself is, what else is possible? What else is possible? What's missing? It is possible that you may still feel jarred there. You may still feel like, oh, I really don't know what else is possible here. And that's the power of community. That's the power of having powerful people in your life and having people who are going to be honest with you. And you can say, hey, listen, like, this isn't working in my life. And I don't know, like right now, I don't know how to get from here to here. And so I would appreciate your insight. I'd appreciate your feedback on what you see is not working in my life. And like, you can ask people this. Like, this is such a powerful question. The answers will blow your mind. When you like ask somebody and you're like, hey, Dad, like, what do you see possible for me? What do you see as possible for my future? Like, it's such a unique question that people are probably going to be like, wow, like, you want to know what I think about, like, what's possible for you? Like, talk about just like connecting on a really deep level of allowing somebody to speak vision over your life. And so I'm humbled this morning at the experience that I got to have yesterday. And if it wasn't for my yes, if it wasn't for this vision that God gave me and for my yes, the trainer yesterday, who's now become one of my like most adored people, Chris Lee, who's an extraordinary world-class trainer that now runs the trainings inside this new company called Lighthouse Leadership that we founded, him and I. He said to me, Tara, I want to share something with you. In my 34 years of experience, I have never seen this. And I said, well, what parts? I'm always so curious, right? I'm like, what parts of this have you not seen? And he's like, well, for starters, when somebody gets the vision to start a new center, it takes 6 months to a year minimum to launch this kind of a program with engaged and enrolled students who are like hungry and like just reaching for acceleration in their life, reaching for freedom, thirsty and hungry for the Spirit. Like, he's like, I've never seen it before. And he goes, and you did it in 4 weeks. You did it in 1 month. And he's like, there's something here. It was mind-blowing. And Surrenda, we've only scratched the surface, girl. And your message last night was just so beautiful. Thank you for pouring into me. It really meant a lot to me. But here's I just want to bring you back to the sacrifices and the cost and the price that I got to pay. We get to pay the price for starting extraordinary things. We get to pay the price for that. I had somebody who was, claiming this authority in my life as a coach, as a mentor, as a friend, completely abandon me, judge me, and like blow up and call me pretty much every name you can think of when I decided to start this. I had, people who I trusted tell my secrets, things that I entrusted in them. I had this happen. These are prices that I got to pay to stand for a vision that God gave me. And why? Why is it that in order for us to create something extraordinary, we get to experience these heartbreaking, crushing moments? Because without the heartbreaking, crushing moments, without the breakdown, without the pain, how would we ever know how precious this is? How would we ever know? Without the juxtaposition of, wow, look at the light. Look at the light created because of the darkness. Without darkness, we would not know the light. Without light, we would not understand the darkness. And so I bring this forward to you today. For those of you who are in the training room, coaches and students this weekend, congratulations. Like for real, straight up, like the work you did this weekend, you should be proud. It is not an easy feat taking yourself on the way that you did. And you did it. You did it. You beat it. And now look what you have. Right? It's like, think about what it took you to get into the training room. For some of you, it took you to be brave. For some of you, it took you to organize your time. For some of you, it took you to really, I'm thinking of you, Surrenda. I can't imagine what you got to create inside of your personal life to make sure that all the kids were taken care of, that Jeff felt supported and loved. And what came up around that for you guys, and the breakdown maybe, and the breakthrough that got to happen because of that. You know, and being committed out of your mind to get into the room. You know, whatever room you're getting into, it's going to require a commitment that each of you actually get into that room and figure your life out and figure out your emotions and figure out your mind. And then once you're there, you got to do the work. And then you have the gift of transformation on the other side. So for some of you, Surrenda, since you're here, I'm going to use you as an example. You got to be powerful. You got to be loving. You got to be courageous to get into this room. Obviously, you were being all of those things. So be, so that you could do the work, so that you could do the digging, so that you could have the freedom, so you could have the joy. So you could have the space to create, to be passionate, to be loving, to be kind. You see that? So you got to be brave, to do the work, to have the freedom. And that right there is you creating another possibility. Okay, great. So my husband's in breakdown of getting to look after 4 kids this weekend. And I don't know if this is true. I'm just imagining because I know what I went through with my husband. I still go through with him. You know, so let's just say, you know, your husband was in breakdown about getting, you know, having the kids for 3 full days. Mom's not available, okay? So that is a breakdown that you handled. Oh, I know. I can imagine. Husbands. Right? I know what you wives go through in order to fill your cups up. And husbands don't always know how to respond to our growth, to our personal growth, and to our personal needs until we're able to empower them, to come up underneath them and inspire them to be an extraordinary father and an extraordinary partner. You know, I've had to coach my husband along the way myself, and he's coached me as well. You know, it's never just a one-sided street. You know, like if you think about that commitment that you had to being open to a possibility on the other side, there's a price. There's a price. And what are you making up about the price? What do we make up about, oh my gosh, like my husband's mad at me, or my friend who I thought was my friend is no longer my friend anymore just because I want to fulfill a vision and a dream. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But of course, Of course. And then God just has this beautiful way of showing you all the gifts he's going to bless you with because of that breakdown. So I could literally go on and on and on this morning. My heart is so cracked wide open. That's why I love this work. I love this training. That's why I'm committed to building this to be the largest leadership transformational facility ever created ever in the whole wide world, rising up powerful people to use and trust their voice, to be grounded and connected in the Spirit, in the Holy Spirit. 3 people came back to the Lord this weekend. Come on. Come on. I would pay that price for just those 3 people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I would have a whole lifetime just for those people's lives to be blessed the way that they were blessed this weekend. And so, Lighthouse 1, I am proud of you. I am beaming. I have been in many transformational rooms at this point, and I don't pick favorites, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I am obsessed with you guys, and I cannot wait for Accelerate. And if you're watching this and you're like, what are you talking about? I want some of that. We are currently booking out dates for LH2. Okay, so, and I know for those of you who went through this weekend, I know you want your friends like Jeff gets to go, and you want your husbands and you want your kids to go through. We are creating the LH2 dates, so just hold tight. We're creating links for them to enroll, and we're going to leave a legacy. We're going to leave a legacy of transformation in a healed world and healed people and love and freedom and joy. Like, what if we were happy? You know, what if we experienced peace in this chaos? It's possible. What is another possibility? So thank you for having me back this morning in this community. I'd love to hear what you're hearing me say. If you want to know about Lighthouse 2, put LH2 in the comment section, and we'll have one of our team members reach out to you. And it's time. It's time. So, LH1, accelerate. Let's go.